Good morning. Welcome back to another sunny, beautiful, bright day in eastern North Carolina. It rained yesterday. It's going to rain Saturday and Sunday. Today's Friday. And today I was thinking about what to do, and I knew it was going to be hot and humid. And there's so much to do. For instance, again, I need to start doing the next section of the rose garden so I can get the next 3 bushes that I have left planted. I'll probably hopefully get those done in the next month, maybe 2 months. And then, yeah, now that I'm looking at it now, that should take me right up to where I kind of want to be towards the end of that row. And then I'll start working on the front probably next spring. Yeah, probably next spring, let's say March or so. In the meantime, and those videos will be coming up. So again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, click that bell icon to be notified when I do put out a new video. But in the meantime, today I thought, what am I going to do? And again, there's lots of little projects. In fact, if you watched yesterday, oh, not yesterday's, Wednesday's video, if there's any wind noise, I do apologize. It's a little breezy today, which is actually a good thing. If you watched Wednesday's video, it was my 100th episode for the year. I probably have close to 200 or over 200 videos all together in my YouTube library. But it was basically just me planting stuff out. Stuff that I had previously gotten that I showed you in another video. And I just needed to start planting stuff out, because what happens is you go shopping, you start accumulating plants, you put them on the deck, the porch, wherever, your driveway, and then they start accumulating, and then you're like, oh, you start feeling a little overwhelmed. Well, Wednesday I just, turned around, got my wheelbarrow, got my dirt, got my mulch, and I went to town, and I got a bunch of stuff planted. I still have stuff to plant. I'm actually looking over there now. There's several boxwoods. There's a sunshine ligustrum, which is actually a privet hedge, but it's a non-invasive. It's similar to golden ticket, but unlike golden ticket, it's evergreen. Golden ticket is deciduous, which means it loses all of its leaves. So the sunshine ligustrum needs to go someplace, and I have a pretty good idea where I'm going to put it, but that won't get done today. That'll be another day. And I'm going to discuss actually more of my future plans with actually that plant, because I'm really starting to like that plant, and what I intend to do with it. Again, today, the reason you tuned in, it's probably in the title if I did put it in the title, we are going to start with the whole greenhouse building process. And I don't have the greenhouse yet physically. Now the greenhouse is on order. I ordered from BC Greenhouses. If you haven't heard of BC Greenhouses, they're a Canadian greenhouse manufacturer. I would really love to get my hands on a Hartley. Unfortunately, the Hartleys are stupid expensive, and I really don't have that kind of money to be doling out right now. The BC greenhouse is also expensive, and I could put up a cheaper plasticky thing, but I really didn't want to put up a plastic thing. I wanted a traditional greenhouse with glass walls at the very least. I opted for a plastic roof because of hail and possible other damage from, again, trees behind me. If one of them loses a limb in a hurricane or something. I paid extra for the for extra support in the greenhouse, so the trusses should be able to hold up to about 110 mile/hour winds. Again, I know hurricanes can go stronger than that, but at least it gives the greenhouse a fighting chance if and when we do get a hurricane. Heaven forbid, but just in case. But today I need to start marking out where that greenhouse is going. Now the greenhouse is roughly going to go behind me, and where you guys are watching from is roughly the center walkway that comes down from the front of the greenhouse. So actually, let me show you that real quick. This is the front of the vegetable garden. I think I just said greenhouse a second ago. Front of the vegetable garden. Here's the main arch. So basically, you'll walk straight down the front of the main entrance here to the vegetable garden, or the entrance off the grand walkway, or the front-facing entrance. I normally come in the side from the house area. And again, there's a gate going out towards the rose garden, and there'll be a gate going out towards the back. But if you look straight back here, this is where the greenhouse will go. But I need to start marking out precisely where it's going to go, or more precisely, the cement pad that is going to be put in for the greenhouse. So I am going to have a cement pad put in for the greenhouse. I think it's going to be the best option. I could do like railroad ties, something along those lines. Then I have to backfill with what's the word I'm looking for? Gravel. But on the inside, if there's dirt spillage or whatever, that's going to get in the gravel, and eventually weeds start growing up through the gravel. It's going to happen. But at this moment in time, my decision is I'm going to have a cement pad put down. Even if I change my mind and decide to go with like railroad ties or 6x6 timbers or something along those lines, I still need to basically mark out the exact spot and then start preparing the ground. Just to give you a heads up, or let you know, the greenhouse I'm getting kind of looks like this. I'll insert a picture here, there. And the dimensions will be 8 feet by 7 inches, 7.5 inches by 12 feet by 8.5 inches. So the pad I would need roughly is going to be 9 by 13. So I'm thinking I'm going to start measuring out for an 8 by 12 roughly, and then I can just scale up from that. I don't know, make it 10 by 14 maybe? I don't know. But I need to start marking things out so I can then make those decisions, so then I can start preparing the ground in the upcoming weeks, and then I can have the foundation put into place, whether it's cement or something else, by hopefully January, because in February that's when the greenhouse arrives and that's when it needs to get built. So then hopefully I can start seed growing in there for these spring plantings. So let's get to drawing out a lot of string and stuff and making things happen. So the main tool I'm going to use today are some bamboo stakes and string. I have this nice bright pink string here. I don't know if you could tell. It's pink. I know the light's crazy. Sorry about that. So I'm going to use a lot of the string. I'm going to run it from entrance to entrance, from front to back. That'll help me get the roughly where I need to be with, again, my dimensions. I can then start figuring out exactly where, using the walkways. Once I have the walkways laid out, pretty much with the string, where they're going to go. Once I have that done, I can then turn around and start working on the location of where the greenhouse is going to go, and then again scale up from there. So although this will be probably fast moving with some nice music maybe, and in the end I'll go over where we're staked out and what the next step is. The sun goes behind the clouds, the sun comes out behind the clouds. It's brutal. Around me is a forest of stakes. I put 4 stakes in the front here once I determined the proper width, basically where the walkway is going to come down. So the walkway, the center walkway, would eventually be 4 foot wide, and I may or may not do that as wood chips, or leave it as grass, or eventually do brick and pavers. The area here, right in front of me, where these bags are, I think you can see them in frame. So basically it's going to be 8 foot wide by 8 foot deep paver pad area. This is going to be the front of the greenhouse right here. So where I'm standing, right here, okay, this is going to be the front face of the greenhouse. So there'll be a little patio in front of the greenhouse. I may eventually want moving the potting bench over to here so I could do the work right outside the greenhouse, or move it someplace else. I don't know. That's yet to be determined. All the way, I don't know if you can hear me, but all the way back here is the back face of the greenhouse. Now these are rough dimensions. Again, I measured 8 by 12. The actual dimensions are like 12, hold on, I got my map here. 8 feet 7 inches and a half by 12 feet 8.5 inches. I'm not going to do anything forward of this line, as it were, okay, because this is the front and this is what I want. But everything I push back. So that means I still have wood chips to move, obviously. And I have ground to start tearing up. I feel like I'm yelling at the camera, and then there's people across the street and they're probably wondering what this lunatic is doing across the street. So anyways, 8 feet in front of the greenhouse will be pavers. I will try to get the greenhouse base maybe 4 inches above ground level, do a 4-inch pad on a 2-inch deep base of gravel. We're getting there. So again, you'll walk in the front walkway and you'll stand here and go, oh, it's beautiful. That's the plan in theory. Now the greenhouse will be used for overwintering certain plants. I may wind up getting like palm trees or something else down the road that won't survive a frost, but if I put them in the greenhouse, they should be okay. Also, I can try to grow things over the winter, salads, radishes, things like that. Grow them over the winter in the greenhouse where it'll be warmer. Again, Eastern North Carolina, Zone 8A, we don't get super cold, but we do get some frosty nights, and it does get cold enough that most plants will not grow. And then, of course, during the summertime, the greenhouse really won't be used because it'll just be too extraordinarily hot, even if I put shade cloth over it. But I may try to grow a few things. If I put the shade cloth over, maybe it'll stay below 100, and maybe it'll be good for peppers or something along those lines. We'll see. That's going to be pretty much doing it for today. Like I said, it's pretty hot and humid. And I've only been playing with string and poles here. That's it for today. Heat, cooking, brain. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you follow me on social media. And stay tuned, because the next step is to dig a big hole in the ground where I can start putting gravel. And then I got to get a quote, and then the other things have to happen. And yeah, there'll be more to come. Hopefully next week I get to planting more in the rose garden. So again, stay tuned for that. I'll also be planting out more boxwoods along the driveway. I'll be planting out my sunshine privet and maybe even taking cuttings from it. So that's going to be how I do it for today. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.